Welcome to Infinite Learnopedia channel. This is the first tutorial of PHP. Let's get started. Tutorial 1, Introduction to PHP. So we'll learn basic topics first. Website. Website is a collection of web pages. Second is web page. Web page is a collection of information provided by the website. Web browser. Web browser is an application used to display content on the World Wide Web. Web browser, known as browser, it is a software application for accessing information. So how does the web browser works? When a user requests a web page from a particular website, the web browser retrieves the necessary content from a web server and displays it to the user's device. So this is a web browser. Web browsers are used on different devices such as desktops, laptops, tablets, and smartphones. Example of web browser is Google Chrome. This is the most popularly used browser. Next topic is web server. So the main job of web server is to display the website content. So the objective of web server is to store, process, and deliver web pages to the users. Web browser is a computer that runs all the websites, and it's a computer program that distributes web pages as they are requested. Examples of web servers are Apache, Internet Information Service, IIS, and many more. Now let's learn important topic, that is client-side and server-side scripting language. The first one is client-side scripting language. The client-side scripting language, it is the program that runs on the client machine. So all the programs are run on the client machine, that is browser, and it deals with the user interface and displays all other information happening on the client machine. For example, reading, writing. The other processing can also include interaction with temporary storage, make interactive web pages, interact with local storage. Let's see the examples of the client-side programming languages. JavaScript, VBScript, HTML, CSS, and Ajax. These are the examples of client-side scripting languages. Next one is server-side scripting language. This is the program that runs on the server dealing with the generation. So this language runs on the server side. So all the processing done is querying the database, operations over databases, access or writing a file on server, process user input. So all this processing is done on the server-side scripting languages. Let's see one example of server-side scripting language. If user inputs a text in the search box, the second step on that search is an algorithm is run and data stored based on that search is sent as a result. So let's see the example of server-side programming language. So the first one is PHP, C++, Java, JSP, and Python. What is PHP and why it is used? So PHP, it stands for Hypertext Preprocessor. It is widely used and it is an open source scripting language. That is, it is freely available. It is executed on the server as it is server-side scripting language. In the last slide we learned that PHP is a server-side scripting language. Then PHP is used to develop web applications. Then by the word scripting language, it means lines of code and it is used for processing tasks. So the main features of PHP are, number one feature you can see is simple. So PHP is a very simple and easy to learn language as compared to other languages, and PHP is widely used all over the world. The second feature is flexibility. PHP is known for its flexibility because of its embedded nature. So we can integrate HTML, XML, JavaScript, and many more other languages in PHP. PHP can also run on multiple operating systems like Windows, Unix, Linux, as PHP scripts can easily run on any device like mobiles, laptops, tablets, and computers. Next feature is open source. PHP language is freely available for the users. The fourth feature is cross-platform compatibility. It is also known for its portability and it runs on many operating systems and environments. And it is easy to integrate with various databases. So the next feature is fast and efficient performance. So users generally prefer fast loading websites. For any web development, speed becomes an important aspect which is taken care by the PHP. So it runs faster than other scripting languages like ASP.NET and JSP. Next is maintenance. There are many PHP frameworks like MVC, that is Model View Controller. This makes the development and maintenance of code easier. So in the coming tutorials, we'll study about MVC. The last feature is object-oriented features. So PHP supports object-oriented programming. This results in increased speed and introducing features such as data encapsulation and inheritance. So these are all the main features of PHP. It is simple, flexibility, open source, cross-platform compatibility, fast and efficient performance, maintenance, and object-oriented features. PHP was developed in the year 1994 by Rasmus Ladorf. It was earlier called Personal Homepage or Forms Interpreter. Here are some versions of PHP from year 1994 up till now. Let's see about what is HTTP. It is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So it is used for communication between clients and servers. HTTP works on a request and response protocol between client machine and server machine. So here a web browser can be client and a website may be the server. So how does the communication between clients and servers takes place? So a client, that is a browser, submits a request to the server and the server responds the client back. The response given by the server contains the status information plus it contains the requested content. So there are two HTTP request methods. One is GET and second is POST. So GET is used to request data from a source and POST submits data to a specified resource. So these are the two HTTP request methods that are GET and POST. So in the coming videos, we shall see GET and POST in depth. So the next topic is static web pages. So there are two concepts to learn, that is static and dynamic web pages. So let's see the first one, that is static. Static web pages are very simple and these static pages are written in the languages such as HTML, JavaScript, CSS, etc. So how is the concept of static web pages? So when a web browser requests a web server responses back to the web browser without any additional processes. And all these pages can be seen from the browser. So the changes in these pages can be made manually. The second topic is the dynamic web pages. The dynamic web pages, these are written in the languages such as ASP.NET, Ajax, and ASP. So the content of dynamic web pages is different for different visitors. So as compared to static web pages, dynamic web pages takes more time to load. So the dynamic web pages is used where the information need to change frequently. For example, you can see in the stock prices, weather information and etc. So these are the areas where information is changed frequently. So here dynamic web pages are used. So how does this work? When a web server receives a request from web browser, the server calls an application to respond the request. The web server responds back to the web browser and produces HTML out. So what you should already know before PHP is HTML, CSS and JavaScript. JavaScript is optional. Why to use PHP? As PHP runs on various platforms on various systems like Windows, Linux, Unix, etc. It is compatible with almost all servers like Apache, IIS. It supports a wide range of databases and it is easy to learn and use and it runs efficiently on the server side. There is upcoming videos on PHP. Subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.